Are you looking to Airbnb your home or buy an investment property here in the Fort Worth or surrounding area? What if you can't Airbnb a property because of HOA or city rules? Which cities won't allow Airbnb? These are all questions we frequently get asked when someone is thinking of starting an Airbnb or renting their home as a long-term rental. Watch this video to find out the exact rules, permits, and options for your city. Hey everyone, this is Kinn, and I have helped hundreds of investors with these very questions. I have Airbnb property as well as traditional rentals, so I can give you the facts on what is happening in each area when it comes to short-term rentals. Airbnb or VRBO is what is referred to as short-term rentals or STRs. For the sake of messing up 100 times, I will just refer to these properties as Airbnbs. This form of renting a home has become very popular among investors or just homeowners looking to offset their expenses. It's also very popular for those coming into town so they don't have to stay at an hotel. So what we're going to go through is the Airbnb and if you can or if you can't rent your Airbnb property. Before you take the plunge into becoming an Airbnb operator, let's take a first look at the rules here in Fort Worth. We're also going to take a look at the end of this video at another good option that is a hybrid between short-term rentals and long-term rentals. Let's start with those cities that don't allow Airbnb properties at all. I'm focusing mostly on cities that are reviewed in our Moving to Fort Worth video, which I'll pop up here, which is mostly Tarrant County. So here are the cities in the area that do not allow short-term rentals or Airbnb properties. The city of Mansfield. The next one is Hearst. They banned them in 2018. Also banning short-term rentals in 2018 was Southlake. In 2022, they considered allowing them, but the ban remained. I have also put some articles and helpful links in the description below that should show you full details on the rental policy in these cities. Fort Worth also does not allow short-term rentals in residential districts, but you can use them in mixed areas or commercial areas. This is, of course, the biggest area, as Fort Worth covers a vast amount of ground. So be careful if you're trying to rent your home as a short-term rental in the Fort Worth city limits. I know several people who have done this and have been caught, and the fines are not pretty. Grapevine is another area that doesn't allow Airbnb properties, but there are a couple lawsuits pending over this matter at the present time. And finally, Hearst, no short-term rentals under 30 days. And actually not finally, because this just came in. As of June 15th, Dallas has banned short-term rentals. The entire city of Dallas basically copied what Fort Worth has done, and that is no short-term rentals, Airbnb properties in single-family residential areas, which really hurt a lot of people that have been using this as their main source of income. And it obviously hurts a lot of those people that are looking to come to Dallas to experience all it has to offer. Now they're either forced to stay a longer term or they have to stay in a hotel because short-term rentals will be policed pretty hard. Okay, let's move on to the cities that allow short-term rentals but have some pretty specific rules regarding their usage. Grand Prairie allows short-term rentals, but they do require registration documents. The cities of North Richland Hills allow them, but they require inspection following their specific regulations and a permit in order to operate. Euless also requires a permit, registration, and remission of the hotel tax. Bedford is voting on passing a hotel tax as well currently, and they have a unique limit on their short-term rentals. You can only allow 2 people per bedroom plus 2 occupants past that to stay in the home or in that rental property. Haltom City, Keller, and Burleson all require registration to remit taxes, permits, and proper zoning in order to use your home as a short-term rental. The last on our list is Saginaw, and they require a permit and a $50 registration fee in order to Airbnb. If the city that you live in or own a property in or are looking to buy in isn't mentioned here, they allow it. So this would be areas like Watauga, Roanoke, Trophy Club. I would always check with the city office before diving right in and doing this or buying a property to do this completely, because there is ample expenses to set up a short-term rental. And I don't want to see you spend money that you can't earn back if the city tells you no. More important than the city is the HOAs. The homeowners associations in these cities are really cracking down on short-term rentals as well. They and the neighbors see them as a nuisance or adding more traffic and danger of parties than what long-term rentals do. I beg to differ, as once a long-term renter is in there is no telling the level of damage and issues they can cause in these properties. Most short-term rentals require a no-party waiver to be signed prior to anyone being able to rent them, and they are typically in the property for just a handful of days. So that really mitigates the risk. But HOAs have their own opinions, and they are telling people no, even when the city says it is okay. So always make sure that the HOA your property is sitting in, if in an HOA, is okay with a short-term rental. If they allow them at first and then they change their mind, you're typically safe and will be grandfathered in. So what if you just can't do a short-term rental at all? Well, you still have options that are somewhere between short-term and long-term rental situations. This would be known as a short-term furnished rental market. The cities we talked about above and some HOAs will allow this type of rental. This rental states that the home must be rented for a minimum of 30 days at a time. Some really good options is renting out your home on a website like furnishfinder.com or travelnursehousing.com. These websites market to traveling nurses and doctors and other professionals, and you can post your rental on these sites. These traveling nurses or professionals often are only in town for 6 to 9 months, maybe even shorter than that, and they really want the furnished leases. This allows them to avoid the expense of moving all their furniture around the country, and they're often paid a premium to be traveling nurse or professional, so they're willing to pay a little bit more for a fully furnished rental with less than 1 year lease. I have also seen these homes posted on sites like Zillow, and as a realtor, I know there are several times a year when my clients sell their homes, but they haven't identified a home to buy yet. One of these midterm leases are perfect for that situation. This option is a hybrid between short-term rentals, Airbnbs, and long-term rentals, meaning 1 year or more. The caliber of the tenants on these tend to be higher. The model tends to have lower management expenses and costs, and the house isn't turning over every few days, so it's easier to take care of. Plus, with having the rental there for 6 to 9 months, or maybe even just a month, there's less damage that could happen to the property, and usually the homes are maintained much better. If you're looking into buying one of these Airbnb properties or a furnished rental, midterm or long-term rental, just give me a call, text, or email to get started. I also keep up with legislation and city ordinances quarterly and can provide you with any updates as they become available in those areas, because I know how important they are for you running that type of business. I do appreciate you watching our videos, spending a few minutes with me. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. We post videos weekly to keep our area buyers, sellers, and investors informed on what's happening in the local market. Thanks again, and I hope you have a blessed day.